Welcome back into WDHN Daytime. The race for governor is heating up with the primaries a little under a year away. And with us this morning is businessman Chad Chig Martin running for the Democratic primary. Thanks for coming on.
Man, it's an honor to be here. All my kin folks have got their VCRs running this morning. They're all excited.
Well, we're all excited too. So this is not your first race for governor. So you actually ran last race. Didn't quite make it to the primaries, but this year it seems different. Things are changing for you. What is that?
Well, the first time I ran, I was just kind of introducing myself to the state. And to be quite honest with you, after I ran, I said I would never do it again. And I really meant that. But as time went on, some people that supported me said, you know, you have to do it one time just to get your feet wet, and the next time's going to be better. So I bought into it, and we started this campaign up a couple of months ago, and literally the campaign has more than doubled in size. It's grown very quickly this time.
So it has been about 20 years since a Democratic governor was here in the state of Alabama, since Don Singelman, 2003, I believe, is when his term ended. How do you draw out those voters that maybe just don't feel like they even have a voice to vote in the state of Alabama because of where they may lean politically? And how do you get maybe undecided voters to come out for an election like this?
Well, I think the political climate has actually shifted for once here in the last 20 years. Things are different. We're running a campaign that is very inclusive of people, very diversified. And one of the things we're doing now is we're gaining a lot of support from all three parties, actually four parties. We have Republicans, Democrats, Libertarians, Independents supporting us. And we're just trying to cool down the political temperature, offer solutions to the state. That's one thing we do, is we lay out the plans that we're going to try to accomplish when we're in the office, if we're lucky enough to get there.
So when you see, when you say you have multiple parties coming in to support you for this campaign, how does that make you feel in a way when you're thinking about, all right, I make it to the governor's seat, now I've got a majority Republican state Congress that I have to deal with who might not want to pass some of the things that I want to pass? How do you deal with that adversity?
Well, the thing that'll be different in all of this is the fact that if a guy like me is elected, that's going to send a message to the legislation that things are changing in this state and people expect different things. And one thing I'm going to do is immediately I'm going to work with all the Republicans, all the Democrats, and we're going to try to find that good common middle ground. I think it's there. I just think we haven't had an effective leader in years, and I think I can do that.
Well, right now, when polls suggest that current Senator Tommy Tuberville would be the headliner or the front runner, a lot of that has to do with name recognition, with him being a former Auburn head coach and now a senator. And with his announcement for the governorship, what is that? You know, why do you think that you're the better choice there?
Well, I actually believe, and a lot of my supporters believe right now, if we were put in a head-to-head poll, which we've not been listed in a poll with him, that we would do pretty well at this point. We're real confident in our abilities right now. So.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to it, and continue to follow this race and see what happens in the next year. It's still a long ways out, and a lot of race to go.
Hey, and it's great to be here at WDHN. I've watched this channel my whole life, so thank you for letting me be here.
Well, we appreciate you coming on Daytime for sure.
Thanks.